One of the more interesting developments in modern American politics is the fact that Republicans are proving beyond any doubt that things that they claimed were defining features of their conservative ideology are complete and utter bullshit. They were lying. It's not true. It's not even close to true. So one example, of course, is they're squealing and harping about the deficit and the debt. For the longest time, we care so much about the debt and the deficit. It's like it's an issue that keeps us up at night. How are we putting all this, all this on our grandkids and their grandkids? And what's interesting is seeing the ones who actually believe in this stuff be in complete and utter shock at what the Republican Party is doing. Like, there were some writers for Reason Magazine, which is a libertarian-leaning magazine, who were like, I can't believe the Republicans are supporting this bill that adds over $1 trillion, $1.4 trillion to the deficit. By the way, that's one analysis. One analysis says it adds $1 trillion to the deficit. The other one says $1.4 trillion. Either way, they're adding $1 trillion or more to the deficit with their tax plan, when they always scream about how our main thing is the deficit. We care so much about the deficit. So what's being destroyed there is the notion that they really do care about the deficit. They don't care about the deficit. What they do is they use that as a talking point when Democrats are in control to try to prevent the Democrats from doing any kind of legislation that would help regular people. So, you're considering, doing something to address the student loan debt crisis? Can't afford it. Look at our deficit. You're considering, expanding Medicaid to cover more people with healthcare? I can't afford it. Can't afford it. Look at the deficit. The deficit's ridiculous. Any Democratic priority that's to help people that would add to the debt and the deficit, they go, we can't afford it. We don't have the money. We don't have the money. Look at the deficit. Now they're in control. What are they doing? Cutting taxes for billionaires, eliminating stuff like the estate tax, which only applies to 0.2% of the American people, getting rid of dividends taxes. So they're cutting taxes for the mega rich, adding $1 to $1.4 trillion more to the deficit, while at the same time raising taxes on the middle class, and there's nobody in the Republican Party is like, I'm not going to vote for this. It adds to the deficit. That's a core defining feature of my ideology, is I'm against increasing the deficit. So it's a total farce. All along it was a farce. They use it as a talking point. They don't care about the deficit, or else they would all vote against this. They go, are you kidding me? I wouldn't vote to add $50 billion to the deficit. Never mind $1 trillion or more. That's insanity. So that's one area where exposed. So I never want to hear a fucking word. Never want to hear another word from the right about, the deficit, the debt. Never want to hear it, never want to hear it, never want to hear it, never want to hear it. Free speech is another one. People on the right nowadays love to scream about, all we care about is the First Amendment and free speech. And really? Well, your president was just tweeting a few months ago about how he wants to ban flag burning, and nobody came out against that on the right. Trump threatened to sue Bill Maher over a joke. Nobody called him a snowflake and the PC police and said he's restricting speech. Sam Cedar was fired from MSNBC. By the way, we have an update on that story in a little bit, because of a joke tweet in 2009. People across the board on the right, with the exception of only a few people, were like, yeah, fucking fire him. He triggered me. So you don't care about free speech. You don't care. You pretend to. You use it as a mask when people on the far right make horrifically odious arguments, people like Richard Spencer, and they want to talk about white supremacy. Instead of arguing on the merits of that, because you're wrong, you go, what? He has the free speech to say it, so you must be against free speech. Now, listen, I'm in favor of everybody having free speech. I support the ACLU's position on free speech. They've defended people like Milo Yiannopoulos in court when it comes to free speech. But you also can't deny it is being used as a mask by the far right. They say something incredibly grotesque and wrong, and then when you go, hey man, I disagree with that, they go, I guess you're against free speech. No. But again, they've been unmasked. They don't care about free speech. But perhaps the most interesting development is family values. There's another thing that the Republicans say is a defining part of their ideology. We care so much about family values. That's all we care about. We just want to make sure that you have the nuclear family and it's a healthy situation. And we want to make sure that you protect the children. You have to protect the children. Well, guess what? RNC reinstates support for Roy Moore after Trump endorsement. I've never seen anything like this in my life before. The RNC pulled support from Roy Moore when there were multiple credible stories that came out about Roy Moore being a pedophile. Taking a 14-year-old girl out into the woods with him and trying to get her to touch his penis. Picking her up outside of a fucking court hearing. There's another story of him, I think, trying to sexually assault a 16-year-old. So the RNC goes, okay, look, we're out. We can't. We're going to support this guy. I mean, one of the things we always talk about is family values, and we're going to fucking support an open pedophile? There were people on the right hand-wringing over a Sam Cedar tweet from 2009 that was mocking child rapists and people who were flippant about child rape. They were more angry about a tweet against child rapists than they were at an actual pedophile, sexual molester or harasser or assaulter. I've never seen a clear situation of exposing, unmasking a fake ideology and belief system. They pulled support for a pedophile, and then when Trump said, actually, you know what, I support him, they go, right, we support him too. So not another fucking word about the deficit and the debt, not another word about free speech, not another word about family values, because you have proven beyond any reasonable doubt, you don't believe in any of those things. You don't believe in keeping the debt and the deficit under control. You don't believe in free speech. You don't believe in fucking family values. And by the way, what did Trump say? He tweeted this: Democrats' refusal to give even one vote for massive tax cuts is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama. We need his vote on stopping crime, illegal immigration, border wall, military, pro-life. Fucking vote for military. What does that even mean? We need his vote for military. What does that mean? VA judges and Second Amendment and more. No to Jones, a Pelosi-Schumer puppet. First of all, I seriously cannot get over the fact that Trump keeps making this point that we need Roy Moore because he's tough on crime. The pedophile. Yeah, he's so tough on crime, this guy. He's so tough on crime. The pedophile. Tough on crime, the pedophile. My head might actually explode right now. He also got removed as a judge for refusing to abide by the Constitution, the ultimate law of the land. He got removed as a judge because there was a court order. You have to take down the 10 Commandments from your fucking courtroom. You have to do it. He said, no, I'm not going to do it. They go, we're not a theocracy. We're a secular government. You have to take it down. He goes, no, I'm not going to do it. So he was removed for being lawless. And now Trump's like, the law and order candidate we need, Roy Moore. He's not the law and order candidate. This is the fucking Republican move through and through. They always claim to be the law and order party when they just announced this week, we will be ignoring international law in Jerusalem. I'm officially announcing we will ignore international law in Jerusalem and back the illegal occupation of Palestinian territory and illegal settlements. I'm announcing we're against international law, but we're the law and order party. I'm announcing we're for law and order, but we're backing a pedophile. I'm announcing we're for law and order, but I just got rid of the rules of engagement in Somalia for drone strikes. You don't get to say you're the law and order party and then back a pedophile and back a violation of international law in Jerusalem. You're not the fucking law and order party. You're not. You don't believe in it. What you mean is law and order for everybody else, not for me. I get to do whatever I want. We get to do whatever we want. Not another fucking word about family values. I don't want to hear, oh, gay marriage is destroying the institution of the family. Excuse you? I don't want to hear another word about family values. I don't want to hear another word about the debt and the deficit. I don't want to hear another word about free speech. You've been unmasked. You're the biggest hypocrites on the planet. You believe in nothing.